'Twas 2 weeks before Christmas, when all through the house one creature was stirring, for divine relics he yapped. The deck boxes were ready for locals' play, in hopes that lost providence would soon appear.
Shh. I'll open one early. No one will notice.
Reprints? It's a Christmas miracle! Alright, everyone. Well, some big and unexpected news just came out. The Grand Archive TCG Twitter account just posted an official statement regarding the ultra rare Regalia short printing that has happened with Phantom Monarchs, regarding UR Regalia short print in Phantom Monarchs. To the Grand Archive TCG community, we're excited to announce that Phantom Monarchs has been a tremendous success. With the debut of Curio Foils and the Looking Glass sites, fans have shared that opening this set delivered one of the most enjoyable pack opening experiences in Grand Archive history. That being said, PTM didn't come without issues, one of which we would like to address in this post. Alright, here we go. UR Regalia print issue. We want to acknowledge an issue that emerged with the production of Phantom Monarchs. The low print run of UR Regalia cards, in particular, Lost Providence, has become largely inaccessible due to its broad utility across decks. Our original intention was to keep the UR Regalia short print ratio similar to Distorted Reflections. However, due to an improper printing plate configuration, UR Regalia cards were short printed more than intended. We've learned that this ratio is extremely sensitive to adjustment, and we take full responsibility for the impact this has made on accessibility. Now, Radiant Origins reprints. Real quick side note, if you're unfamiliar, Radiant Origins will be the next set. It's considered the capstone set, where we're kind of revisiting. This will be an opportunity for Weebs of the Shore to reprint, I think, a lot of cards and expand on some themes from the past. They've said that there'll be support for, I think, every champion in this next set. So it's going to be a huge set, a big deal. So it looks like there's going to be some reprints that are occurring within this next set. So let's get into it. Radiant Origins reprints. Although not originally planned for Radiant Origins, we have decided to include Lost Providence in the upcoming set. It will appear in the reprint slot alongside the already planned Grand Crusader's Ring and Quicksilver Grail reprints. While we're at it, we also would like to address the inaccessibility of the Looking Glass from DTR by adding it into the same slot. This is huge. You know, I made a video yesterday talking about these issues. It's incredible to see that Weaves of the Shore, I think, has a similar sentiment that I had, and also what a lot of people had in the comments of my video yesterday. And it was just getting to the point where these cards were just becoming too difficult to find, and they were too important not to have. The prices just didn't make sense, and those prices were largely driven by scarcity and how relevant the cards were. So it looks like Weebs of the Shore is aligned with us as far as how we feel about these cards, which is great to see. Anyways, getting back to this. Please note, these reprints will not be full art like the versions found in Distorted Reflections First Edition and Phantom Monarchs First Edition. That makes sense, and that's honestly nice to see. It does help with, that First Edition continuing to feel special with those full arts. These reprints will feature different art from the originals. Okay. These reprints will be added to the end of the set for numbering purposes. These reprints will be exclusive to the first edition of Radiant Origins and will not appear in future editions of it. And the UR reprint pull rate for RDO first edition has been increased to offset the dilution caused by the larger pull of UR reprints. Okay, I think this all makes a lot of sense. And they finish this part by saying, we will correct the print run of Lost Providence and other UR Regalia in the eventual PTM Alter edition, ensuring alignment with all of our original intentions. And then looks like they have one little section here at the end about Radiant Origins reprints. Radiant Origins is a capstone set with a configuration very different from standard and expansion sets. It represents a unique moment in Grand Archive's journey, and we are excited to share more details soon. To learn more about Radiant Origins, please join our holiday live stream. That will be December 27th at 5 p.m. Pacific time on their YouTube channel. And then product announcements will begin, looks like, later in the evening at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is huge. This is huge. This is what we were all kind of, I think this actually just kind of exceeds our expectations. I think we're all kind of confused on what step they could take next to kind of resolve the issues that are going on with the Divine Relics that was going to be satisfactory to the players without hurting their ability to sell product. You know, for Weebs of the Shore, they do have to keep the lights on. They do have to make sure that they're not screwing over things like distributors or stores. So I think perhaps putting Divine Relics like Lost Providence and the Looking Glass as a proxy's vault card, I don't think was necessarily an option either. This is not a good look for them for distributors, but I think this makes a lot of sense. And speaking, I think, to the proxy's vault issue, here's my suggestion. If you are somebody like me who largely every month only plays at locals with Grand Archive, so you're going out to a local game store to play, here's my suggestion. Until Radiant Origin comes out, just go to the Grand Archive index page and use the print and play option and just go ahead and print out a Lost Providence, print out a Looking Glass if you don't have one of those either, and just play with those. For the next few months, use those proxies. Don't worry about these cards that currently cost $160, $180 on TCG Player. Don't worry about it. Go ahead and just play anyways. Use those proxies. You're only playing with your friends anyways at your locals, and they're going to be happier to see you there participating and playing with them rather than you just not be there at all because you didn't happen to have one or two of the Divine Relics that you were interested in playing. I'm telling you, just go ahead, use the print and play service, print that out, throw it in a sleeve, and go ahead and start playing these cards today and look to get your real copies once Radiant Origins releases. This is a short video, but I did want to make it, especially after my video yesterday. I felt like this was justified. Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to kind of hear. What did you expect? Does this kind of satisfy you what you were expecting? Did you expect Weebs of the Shore to take a different angle as far as how they would handle this issue? This wasn't what I was anticipating, but it's better than what I was anticipating. I think this is a great option, and I think this will go a long way. I think this also shows some of the power in being a small and agile company like Weebs of the Shore is, so that whenever they identify these issues and then they're given confirmation by the players, whenever this happens, Weebs of the Shore, being small and nimble, can make those adjustments quite quickly. It shows that they're listening. It shows that they're willing to make changes. You know, this is probably requiring them to make some adjustments that they've never thought to do before. They had to get a little creative, and I want to commend them for doing so. I think this goes a long way as far as player sentiment, but I'm yapping too much. I always say it, and I'll say it again. This game is incredibly special. I think this game has a really bright future, and I think this is, frankly, what we found out today is a good example of why it is special. So if you want to see more of this content, you want to help me evangelize this game to other people, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, drop me a comment about what you think about this, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.